Welcome guys! Ever since I made my video on how to consistently kill moving targets on foot, I've been asked to do a similar guide, but this time for enemies driving in vehicles. This is the most requested video of all the requests I've gotten. And I want to thank everyone who has requested this, because without you, this beautiful moving headshot would never have been possible. In order to make a simple rule where to shoot when dealing with an enemy driving at high speed, we need to know a little thing about the measurements of the vehicles in the game. The Dacia is approximately 4.5 meters long, and there's approximately 2 meters from the front of the vehicle to the driver. The Buggy is approximately 3.5 meters long, and also here we have approximately 2 meters from the front of the vehicle to the driver. The US is approximately 4 meters long, and yet again we have 2 meters from the front of the vehicle to the position of the driver. The measurement of 2 meters from the front of the vehicle to the driver is the whole reason that I'm able to simplify a rule to help us kill moving targets driving in vehicles. Now sit back and relax while I explain you the whole thing. Let's say a vehicle is driving past you at about 80 kilometers per hour. Note that in this example your bullet trajectory is perpendicular to the enemy vehicle path of movement. Firing that perfect bullet to hit the driver while he's driving past you requires you to aim at the front bumper of the vehicle. But let's face it, you won't always be standing perpendicular to the driving path of your enemy, but even then the rule will work with a slight correction. At an angle, the enemy vehicle will still be driving 80 km per hour, but the speed relative to you on a perpendicular path is now about 70 km per hour. You will still need to aim for the front of the vehicle, however just slightly further back. But in practice, just aim for the front bumper. So let's have a bit more theory. We here have a vehicle moving at a relative perpendicular speed in relation to your bullet trajectory at 80 km per hour and at a distance from you of approximately 100 meters. Now this rule works with all of the listed weapons, as these all have very high bullet velocity. In this example, you should aim at the front of the vehicle like shown right here. And if the vehicle is moving 60 km per hour, you should aim slightly further back. And at 100 km per hour, you should aim slightly ahead. Now if that vehicle moves at 80 km per hour, but at 50 meters of distance instead of 100, you should aim right between the front bumper and the driver in the front seat. And if the vehicle is approximately 200 meters away, you should be aiming about 2 meters in front of the bumper, which is quite a lot. Okay, so that's basically the theory. I'm not going into bikes, but you can basically use the same rule. Just imagine that a really fast guy is running in front of the bike, aim for that guy and you should hit the driver. Now let's have some examples from the game to confirm the theory. In the first example, I'm positioned right here, and my enemy is driving past me here, meaning there's approximately 100 meters between us. Now the theory says I should aim for the front bumper of the vehicle. When in the action, you don't have time to measure the distance, but you will have a good idea of how far away your enemy is once you've gotten used to the distances in the game. Now let's see if the rule works in practice. As you can see, I'm aiming directly for the front bumper of the vehicle and hitting the driver as expected. In this other example, I'm located approximately 200 meters away from my enemy, who is driving at relatively high speed in a buggy. I need to aim about 2 meters ahead of the vehicle in order to hit him. And in case you need a reference of those 2 meters, it's the same distance there is from the position of the driver to the front of the vehicle. And as you can see, aiming ahead of the vehicle approximately 2 meters as calculated works exactly as expected. Hitting moving targets who are driving at high speed in vehicles isn't easy, and even though you know where to aim, it takes practice as you need to learn to judge distances on the fly. But it really can't be done, and especially the buggies are easy targets as the driver is highly exposed. So remember this: when killing players in moving vehicles at relatively high speed, just aim for the area around the front of the vehicle when between 80 to 120 meters of distance. At around 200 meters of distance, you must aim 2 meters ahead of the vehicle, which is the exact same distance as there is from the driver to the front of the vehicle, so twice that length. When closer than 80 meters, you shouldn't have much trouble hitting your target after a few test shots. This rule only works when using assault rifles with 5.56 ammunition or the AWM sniper. I hope this will help you get some more kills on people in vehicles, and if you want more guides like this, subscribe to the channel to be updated on future content, and I'll see you guys next time!